All right, here we go. So this is the same but different. So first we're going to warm up our brains with a brain builder. Let's see. There we go. Remember these. Okay.
Time to build your brain. You're going to play level 1 of a game called Think and Tell. I'm going to give you a topic to talk about with your partner. You can only talk after you hear this bell. When time is up, stop talking right away and wait for my next instruction. It's time to begin. Partner A, you have 10 seconds to tell partner B the names of as many different...
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, everyone has an elbow partner. Julian and Liam, will you be elbow partners? And Arabella, will you be my elbow partner? Okay. The person with longer hair is partner A. That's you, partner A. Okay. All right, everyone decide.
Definitely.
All right, now let's listen to the directions. Ready?
I feel like yours would be longer if yours was down.
Yes, but yours is longer than mine.
Like while yours is up.
Even down. Okay, ready? If you can hear me, say shh.
The names of as many different sports you can think of that end in the word ball. Partner B, listen and remember what partner A says.
Ready?
Basketball.
Well, time's up.
After you hear the bell, you'll have 5 seconds to tell partner A what you remember them saying.
Basketball, football, baseball, and I think you might have said basketball twice. Okay, stop.
Partner B, you have 10 seconds to tell partner A the names of as many different foods you can think of that are green.
Broccoli, lettuce, Jello, broccoli sprouts, green beans. Time's up.
Partner A, it's your turn. You have 5 seconds to tell partner B what you remember them saying.
Pretty good. That's all I remember saying. And stop. All right, good. That was a good warm up in listening, thinking and listening. Okay. All right, smart cookies. Take a moment to look at this picture.
Oh my god.
So looking with your mouth quiet, what do these kids see? Stella?
One of them sees 9 and one of them sees 6.
Perfect. Why do they see something different if they're both looking at the same thing? Mohammed?
So, if you flip 6, it looks like a 9. But if you flip 9, it looks like a 6.
Yep. Yusuf, you want to add to that?
There's a lot of things that, like, in a different way, like you can look at it, and then you can look at them like in a different way and see something else. Something like if you draw like, I don't know, people draw like elephants and like a cat, and you see which one you see first. 2 people could see 2 different things.
So what I'm hearing you say, this might even be like point of view. Yes?
Yeah.
So each girl sees something different because of her point of view. People can have different points of view, right? Not just because of where they're standing, but because of how they think and feel about something. Okay? And that's what we're going to explore a little bit today. I don't know if these kids are seeing things or not. So people have different points of view about a lot of things. We're going to see how trying to understand someone's point of view is a way to have empathy. And having empathy can help us get along with others. Okay. Anybody remember what empathy is?
Yes.
Julian, what do you remember about empathy?
Trying to help the other person's feelings by saying, I know how you feel. This happened to me one time.
Yeah. It kind of makes me think of even like giving respect, right? Thinking about someone else's feelings and their overall well-being. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with screen time. So, what are different points of view about how much screen time kids should have? What are some different points of view? Harper?
I think you should have like 3 hours.
So, I'm not asking you what you think about the answer. I guess I'm asking what are different points of view. So, there's your point of view, right? Are you 9 or 10?
Oh, 10.
As a 10-year-old kid, right? There's your point of view. And what was your point of view?
Like, I think they should have like 3 hours of screen time.
3 hours a day. Okay. Ava, what's another point of view?
Well, this is like a double-sided one. Like, you should have all of your homework done and basically for me, if I get all my homework done, do my chores, then I can watch it, but I have to agree with my siblings. So sometimes it's under certain circumstances.
With conditions, it sounds like that's another point of view. Like you can have as much screen time as you want, but these things have to be finished first. Okay, that's an interesting one. Lee?
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with Ava. Like, you should have all your homework done and chores and stuff like that, or you can have any screen time.
Okay, there's things that need to be done first. Yep, Sammy?
So, I have 3. Basically, mine is an hour and a half. My brother's is all day. And my parents is probably 2 to 3 hours.
Okay, so does anyone have a point of view, or maybe you've heard a point of view that screen time is bad? Like that maybe kind of can mess up with your learning, get in the way of things. And then have any of you heard this point of view that screen time is actually good because there's lots of educational value, right? You can learn things from it. Okay, so you guys have talked about a lot of different points of view. So let's try and understand why there are different points of view about screen time. Okay, so here we have the Garcia family, right? Even though their text is a little bit out of the box, can someone read Grandma's, what Grandma is saying, Arabella?
Less is best. Screens rot your brain. Kids should be reading books, playing outside, or helping out at home.
Okay. And then Lawson, would you read what Mom says?
As long as it's for school or staying in touch with family, kids should have as much screen time as they want.
Okay. So how do you think, first I need to have a volunteer to read this part. Lucas, would you read this part? This is Grandma.
When I was little, I played outside with other kids. We had so much fun. Some of them because my friends were alive. I also spent hours reading books and taking care of my younger brothers and sisters. Made us close and taught me to be responsible.
Perfect. So how do you think Grandma's experiences affect her point of view? Lee, what do you think?
I think because, when Grandma was a kid, there weren't really a lot of, devices, iPhones and cell phones and stuff like that. So that's why they needed to do stuff like this. But now, right now, there's, tons of this, and we use them more or less every day because we use them for school, too, with the Chromebooks and stuff.
Okay. So you're saying she had these other things to do because she didn't have screens,
Exactly.
didn't have technology. That makes sense. Okay. So there were no screens growing up, so she cared about other things. So playing outside and caring for others were good experiences for her, right? She found them to be positive. So she wants kids these days to do those things too. So let's see if mom's experience is different. Yusuf, would you read mom's experience?
When I was growing up, I had so much fun on the computer. Computers have always been a way for me to connect with friends and family and learning new things. They've always been a part of my life every day.
So how do you think mom's experiences affect her point of view? What do you think, Stella?
I feel like the mom thinks computers are better, because then you can just play games and learn more things. But I feel like grandma's is better because you can explore new things instead of just staring at the computer and not actually doing it.
Okay, true. So, and then what I'm asking is how is mom's experiences affect her point of view? You're right on the differences between their point of view. Ava, how do you think their experiences affect it?
Hers are more enjoyable for her, and it seems like she had when she was a kid, she had the freedom to do that, and she wanted her kids to be able to do that.
Yeah, she had access to technology, it sounds like, right? And it was positive. So mom had different experiences than grandma, right? So you guys can go ahead and put your hands down. So would you agree, thumbs up if you agree, that mom's point of view is different from grandma because of her experiences? Yep. So when people have different experiences, when people have different points of view, it's often because they've had different experiences. Your experiences include what you have seen, heard, and done in life, including what you've read about or seen on television, right? So what you've done, seen, heard is different than what I've done and seen and heard. So your point of view is going to be different than mine. Do you agree? Okay, we are going to work with those elbow partners, except Barrett's working on that already. So Brandy, would you work with Arabella? Okay, so we're going to work with our elbow partner. These friends want to play together at recess. They either want to play Foursquare, you can sit here, Brandy, or hang out in the shade. Each has a different experience affecting their point of view. So with your partner, I want you to decide what each kid is likely to want to do. Okay? Questions about what you're discussing? So some want to play Foursquare and some want to hang out in the shade, and you're going to decide maybe who wants what. Ready with your partner? Go.
Wait, does that look like me? Does that look like It does look like me. No, Kaylee looks like
Oh, she does. Thank you, Leslie.
Take off your jacket. Maybe she got sunburned.
Okay, excellent. Why do you think each person, what do you think each person's point of view is? So what do you think about Avery? Olivia? Probably wants to be in the shade. Okay. Lawson? Nico, what do you think about Nico?
He's probably the same because he doesn't want to mess up his shoes as an excuse.
Right? Okay, and who has an idea about what Kayla's thoughts are? Julian, what do you think about Kayla?
She wants to get exercise from how much she is active and she doesn't feel like getting hot, sweaty, or messing up the shoes.
So you think she probably wants to play Foursquare?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about Taylor? Rubina, what do you think about Taylor?
He wants to play because he has fun every time he plays.
Yeah, sounds like he likes having positive experience with Foursquare. So how could thinking about each other's point of view help them decide what to do? Stella?
I mean, they could probably work together and maybe move the Foursquare in the shade so that nothing would get hot and not mess up their shoes.
So what Stella just proposed is called a compromise. Thumbs up if you've ever heard of compromise. Okay, a compromise is when you have two different ideas, but you try to find something in the middle that makes everybody happy. So she's saying maybe they could stay in the shade and still play Foursquare. That way the Foursquare people are happy and the people who wanted to be in the shade. Okay. Wait, and that's showing some empathy, right? You're considering if I force Nico to play Foursquare, he's probably not going to really do a good job, right? Because he doesn't want to play Foursquare. He's really worried about his shoes. Sammy?
Okay, I have two things. One, basically, Avery and Nico can stay in the shade on that bench over there and talk, and do their book bag stuff or whatever. And then Kayla and Taylor can go get people to go and play with them. But the thing is, Nico's thing doesn't really make sense because he's not even wearing shoes with laces.
So Sammy, if we just negate Nico's concerns and say what does it matter? Who cares about your shoes, right? Is that going to make him feel good about playing what you want him to play? No, because having empathy means thinking of someone else's point of view. Okay, and if you don't, lots of times, and I see this happening with some of you, you just argue, right? If you don't think of someone else's point of view, you get into an argument. If you have empathy for each other, it's more likely, Brandy, that you can find ways to get along. Okay? All right, let's try another one. Another scenario. Okay, this is the Cruz family, and they are thinking about adopting a dog. Okay, so can I have a volunteer to read these speech bubbles? Let's see who hasn't read yet. Naya, will you read them nice and loud?
All of them?
Yep.
I'm in favor. I had a dog when I was a kid, and it's taught me responsibility. I want a dog. I can teach it the same tricks that my friend's dog can do too. I don't want a dog. I'm allergic, and just think about it makes me sneeze. A dog, no one's going to clean up the messes. No way. Dogs equals fleas.
Even the cat has a point of view, right?
Wait, then why do you have a cat?
So, why do they all have different points of view?
If you
Why do they all have
a
different
dog,
points of
it
view?
goes
You
with
said?
Because some want a dog and some don't, and they don't, that the mom, I guess, I don't know. She doesn't want it because she's allergic, and all the people that don't want it have reasons.
So, would you agree that these all have different points of view because they have all had different experiences about dogs?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So, even in a family, people have different experiences that affect their points of view. Lucas. Okay. What experiences could lead to wanting a dog? What experiences could lead to wanting a dog? Arabella?
First of all, the dad said it taught him responsibility.
Okay. So learning, having a learning experience could make you want a dog. Cotty?
Never.
Okay. These don't have to be these people's experiences. I'm just asking you from what you're in your head. What are experiences that might make someone want a dog? Sammy?
Yeah, one little girl who's probably Emma. She just wants it to do tricks and stuff, and then my point of view.
Yes.
Someone else's would probably be mine would be. Okay, I've already had a cat. I've already had fishes. I think I'm more like responsible enough to take care of this, and it's just cute.
So an experience that could lead to want to having a dog is having other pets and still wanting a dog because you didn't have a dog yet. Okay, that makes sense. Lawson, what other experiences could lead to wanting to have a dog?
I guess the experience, because like this makes, like I've always wanted a dog because like everybody else has a dog.
Hmm. So you go to your friend's house and they have dogs.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and the reason we can't get a dog is because my mom's at school.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have to say, like the mom's excuse, like my dad was allergic to cats until like we got a cat that was like homeless, and then like he got used to it. Like he's still allergic to cats. Just he gets used. You get used to your.
And he lives a certain way. Like he probably doesn't rub his face in the cat's fur, right? Because that would probably
he sits with
bother
it
his face.
for hours. Like,
Yeah.
he'll sit and pet it.
Naya, you have one more, like an experience that might lead to wanting a dog.
Like if someone tries to break in to protect you.
So maybe you had an experience where you needed some protection. Okay. So what experiences might lead to not wanting a dog? So these don't have to be your experience, but just your ideas. What could lead you to not want a dog? Liam? Being attacked by a dog or bitten by a dog. Yep, that could make you not want one. Mubina? Oh, yes. If you like not a morning person and you don't want to have to walk the dog in the morning. Harper?
Going to the bathroom. In the house.
Oh, dealing with poo. Ugh. Yep. Lee?
I would say potty training, cleaning up some poop outside.
Kind of like Harper. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mason?
Maybe that for my dog I have to clean up the floor.
Oh, yeah. The cleaning up is the worst, huh? Arabella?
It's the only way you should get a dog, but if you don't want a dog that will bite you, just get a dog that is trained to not bite.
Okay. So you guys have a lot of experiences that could lead to not wanting a dog. How do you think this family could have empathy for one another in making this decision? Because we've got a mix of points of view here. Yusuf, what do you think?
Maybe they could get a dog and then like I don't know, like spend some time with it and see how they get used to it. And if
Okay.
they don't really like it, maybe they could give it back to the shelter.
So maybe they could get a dog like for a trial period.
Yeah, like
Okay. Ava?
You can foster a dog, which you usually only have for like a year, so you're not stuck with them, but you can try it out. And another compromise is there's always short-haired dogs and hairless dogs that don't have hair. My dog, he sheds a lot. My mom has allergies. She can rub her face in them and she doesn't get sick.
Okay. So maybe mom could do some research on dogs that don't cause allergies, right? That might work for her. Mohammed, you want to add to that?
So, I feel like the mom and the daughter, reasons are like, they're like the daughter only wants the dog for the kids, and the mom doesn't want a dog because she thinks she's gonna the word sneeze when she sees a dog.
Hmm.
So I feel like we can cross those two out, and then the reasonables are the dad and the son were the two reasonables.
So I'm really glad that you're saying it this way, Mohammed, because this is what's really important. So put your hands down and listen to this. When we're considering people's points of view, we don't, it does not make someone feel good when you say your point of view is wrong or unreasonable, right? Because, and these people's point of view are reasonable. You can think that, like, you agree with these or see where they're coming from. But what this whole, like, kind of stretching yourself is to consider, even though you think this is a ridiculous reason to get a dog, you have to kind of consider, have some empathy for this girl. And maybe it's because she's little and she doesn't know any better. And that's her dream, is to have a dog that sits and rolls over, right? But so this is part of practicing empathy, is even when someone says something and you're like, that is ridiculous, instead of jumping to that conclusion, kind of retraining your brain to stop and go, I wonder why she thinks that way. Or I wonder why he thinks that way. What experiences have they had? Okay, so Mohammed, thank you for bringing that up, because that's what makes this hard, even for grown-ups to do. That's why we're practicing it. Yes, Sammy?
Another thing you can do is get a hypoallergenic trained dog.
That would kind of be along these lines, right? Okay, so this week, what we're going to practice is noticing and listening to points of view that are different than yours. It's going to be easy because we have a lot of smart people in here with lots of different ideas and points of view and lots of different experiences. Okay, so can you put your finger up if you've already had an experience where you and someone that you know, maybe even someone here in this classroom, had a different point of view on something? Can you think of one person? Can you think of 2 times this has happened? How many times can you think of that this has happened, right? Brandy, can you think of any time where you had a different point of view from someone in this classroom? Okay. Okay. So now we're going to just focus our energy on being aware of that. Okay. Sound like a plan? Okay. Excellent. Let's see if I can stop this recording and we're going to take a little brain break.